Brutal truths nobody warned you about in the creative industry that I'm gonna spill now. Oh, the late nights, endless revisions, and sometimes the clients, some of them that don't even know what they want. And that is number one. Sometimes clients don't know what they want, and that's okay. In my experience, most of my clients, they're not creatives. That's why they need you. That's why they hired you. Sometimes they will get confused, but it's fine. It's not your fault. It just means they need guidance from you. Ask questions, present image references. You can even create mood boards so they have points of references, right? Visual clarity is part of our job as creatives. So the next one is feedback. Feedback is not a personal attack. Sometimes I'll have clients that say, I don't like it. And it stings, it hurts. So you just have to pause and breathe because this is not about our soul. This is about the work. I used to have clients where I can hear them from the hallway coming. I dread it. It's like my soul quietly leaves the body. Sometimes they're hard to deal with and they drain you a little. But then again, you'll have clients that you love, the ones who trust you and trust the process. They both exist. And learning how to handle the first one makes you appreciate the second one even more. Feedback feels personal if you let it. Like what I said, just pause, relax, and try to separate your soul from the work itself. So the next one is you'll work with amazing people. And you'll also work with difficult ones. Yay! You'll meet incredible collaborators, right? They're the ones who inspire you and make the work better. You'll also meet walking red flags. I once had a manager before who was rude to everyone. He made people in the office uncomfortable. Back then, I didn't fully understand and I was not fully informed about anxiety and mental health. Looking back now, that wasn't pressure. That's not how pressure looks like. That was workplace bullying. Tight deadlines are never an excuse for calling people names or being disrespectful. There's just no excuse for being disrespectful, like ever. So I think with difficult people, clarity is everything. You have to communicate clearly, write things down, and keep records. And no matter what, stay professional. That skill will take you far. Sometimes technical issues will test your patience more than your creativity. I had some days where I wanted to create something beautiful, but I couldn't because the file keeps crashing. There are bugs and you have to solve them first. Sometimes you'll just have to reopen the software 5 times. Google the same error and try to find answers. This is before ChatGPT. So you have to go to forums, to different websites to see if people are having the same problem. And sometimes you'll just stare at your screen and ask why. Why? No work was done for today, but at the same time, you worked the entire day, so I think this is one of my favorites. Not every project will excite you. It happened to me before, and I thought I was losing the spark. But no, it's fine. You're allowed to do work that's just work, you know? Not everything has to have a spark. Sometimes a project pays the bill, supports your life, and give you stability. So the next is the first version of your file is rarely the final version of the file. You're gonna have a lot of versions of the file. So our job isn't to get it right the first try. Our task is to get something down. Once that first file exists, we can fix it, we can tweak it and improve it and make it better. And that's how good work actually happens. And part of that, you will redo work no one will ever see. What I mean is, you will have files that you put your efforts into, and it's gonna be deleted, hidden, unused, never mentioned. So yeah, those are some of the versions that we had, but we won't be using. But that invisible work right there is what will build your skill, your confidence, and your resilience. Even when no one claps for it. We're gonna clap for it. I think this is my favorite one. Everyone uses Google. Artists use Google all the time. They just know how to Google really fast while pretending they knew it all along. Just kidding. So yeah, needing help doesn't mean an experience. It just makes you normal. Start Googling stuff. Okay, let's try this angle. Next, the creative industry doesn't have the one right path. I think what I mean by that is some people thrive in studios, some do freelancing, and some people change careers, but it's totally fine. Next, saying yes too much will hurt your work. I think I used to be the type of person who's scared to say no or doesn't know how to say no. Saying yes is nice until you're agreeing to doing 5 different projects at the same time. then even your favorite work feels like a nightmare now. So I think boundaries saves lives, including yours. Again, boundaries and communication. You have to communicate why and why you can't do it. And you can state like, this is the render time. If we do this, we might, putting this other one for a delay. If we work on this shot even more, that kind of thing. So you have to openly communicate it to your manager, to your director. A lot of artists undercharge, like badly. And I experienced this before. I undercharged because I was scared to lose opportunity. I was scared to lose this client. But undercharging, it drains your energy and it could lead to burnout. So I suggest you price yourself fairly. It is how you thrive and grow. Burnout is very real in the creative industry. Creative work uses our brain non-stop. And if you don't protect your energy, it will take all of it. It will drain you. So you have to make sure you rest. It's not laziness. That's how you protect yourself.